Welcome back to the courtroom, where personal demons collide with the weight of the law. Today's sentencing hearing dives deep into the life of Jamali Jackson, a young father with a history of probation violations, addiction struggles, and repeated weapons charges. The judge isn't buying excuses. And what unfolds here is more than a legal reckoning. It's a raw confrontation between personal accountability and public safety. Will Jackson take control of his future, or will the cycle continue? Stay with us. This one cuts deep.
Lyndon.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, we're here in case caption State of Ohio versus Jamali Jackson, case number 24-CR001044. We were last here on February 12th, at which time the defendant entered a written and oral plea of guilty to a lesser included offense of count 1, attempted having weapons while under disability, a felony of the 4th degree, in violation of revised code sections 2923.02 and 2923.13A3, with an accompanying forfeiture specification, and count 3, improper handling firearms in motor vehicle, felony of the 4th degree, in violation of revised code section 2923.16B of the revised code, also with a forfeiture specification. At that time, the case was referred for a pre-sentence report and investigation. Drug and alcohol evaluation does have been completed, and we are here today for purposes of sentencing. Defendant is present with his counsel, Mr. John Paris.
Mr. Paris.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I've had the opportunity to review the pre-sentence review prepared by the Adult Probation Department, as well as the drug and alcohol evaluation. On a prior day, Mr. Jamali Jackson entered a plea voluntarily accepting responsibility for his conduct on the night in question, where he was sitting behind a bar with a friend, had alcohol in the car, smell of marijuana. I don't think any marijuana was found. And of course a gun was found in the vehicle. I reviewed his record, started as a juvenile, and no violence in his criminal history. But after speaking to him, he does want to change. He's 26 years old, has 3 children to bring up in this world. His girlfriend, fiance, that he's been living with is in the courtroom, Victoria.
Well, wait a minute.
Yes.
If he wants to change, then why doesn't he change?
I
mean, we were here for this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This thing happened
August 21st.
last August. He was here February 12th when he pled. 3 weeks later, at the time of his interview, test positive for opiates. 2.5 weeks later, he gets picked up by the Highway Patrol, passed out on 90, OVI with another gun in the car. So if he wants to change, then why doesn't he change? Go ahead.
The addiction is a simple answer, Your Honor. This addiction to the alcohol has overpowered him. I think the recommendation of the court psychologist that interviewed him regarding the drug and alcohol evaluation. I mean, we have a tough decision as a society to do with people with addictions. We can just throw them in jail or prison, let them out. Will they change? I'd like to see him have the opportunity to straighten out his life, and that would be, of course, him making that decision.
Well, didn't he have that opportunity in Cuyahoga in August of 23? Did you go to the McDonald Center?
Yeah.
Did you complete that?
Yes.
Okay.
I think he did the jail treatment program as well in the Lake County Jail.
Okay.
I completed that too.
So why doesn't it work? If he gets a treatment, he completes it, why doesn't it work?
As they say in AA, Your Honor, it's people, places, things, and again, he's been surrounding himself with these individuals.
Isn't that the key, that he's surrounding himself with the individuals? Why doesn't he stop surrounding himself with the individuals?
You got an answer for the court?
That's a good question.
needs an answer.
Why do I surround myself around these people?
Well, if that's the problem, then why don't you change the behavior?
You do with those kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the answer is rather obvious, is you kind of like doing what you're doing, so you keep doing it.
I feel like it's really the alcohol.
What?
I feel like it's really the alcohol that does it.
Okay.
Like I basically cope with, like if I have something going on or I'm in my feelings about something or I done lost somebody or something like that, that's my go-to.
Okay, but a program here or a program there ain't going to change it if you don't want to change it. I mean, it can change it if you want to change it. I mean, if you want to look to somebody who was a lot worse off than you and change it, then do a little search of the name of Brittany Gruss, and you can find out the extreme example of somebody that was a lot worse off than you that completely changed it and is thriving. So this, I throw my arms up and say I'm addicted and there's nothing I can do about it and I'm going to relapse is bullshit. Because people do change their behavior. But they only change their behavior if they determine they're going to change their behavior. We ain't splitting the atom here. This ain't complicated. But I interrupted you, Mr. Paris.
Your Honor, no problem. I understand how the court will look at this. And this young man here really has to make that decision on his own that he really wants to change. And again, it's the people he hangs around, how he copes with. We all have issues. We all have people dying with our family members, stresses of life, but we can't. And he knows it. He's 26 and he has 3 children to support. And he's got some support. Nice young lady and family members here, cousins in the courtroom that don't want to see him go to prison. I'm sure they all have concerns. He could end up overdosing on drugs or worse.
What's the story with that Perk 30 that you had?
The Perk 30 that I had
Yeah,
last year,
yeah.
2023.
Why did you have that? What is it? Where'd you get it?
The
What's
streets.
it for?
The streets I was using.
I know. What were you using?
Perks,
Perks. Fentanyl?
I'm assuming.
Huh?
I never really got tested for them.
Well,
you did.
it doesn't take but a minute to figure out that those things are all stamped that way and that there's all fentanyl in them.
Your Honor, one thing he brought up to me is that I think he first goes to the alcohol. He's willing to have a scram device put on him. So
For how long? For the rest of his life?
well, there you have it.
I mean, Scram is nothing but an electronic babysitter.
He's never had anyone with their foot on his neck.
What the bullshit,
Parents.
man? Come on.
9th grade.
Wait a
middle
minute.
school.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Other than a couple, he's had the courts on his neck.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been on his ass for how many times? 3 times you've been here?
Yeah, this-
Like 3.
And you've been put on probation each time.
And then
And then after a couple of times, I finish it. So I have no effect on you. I have no influence over what you do or how you live. No matter what you think, I have no influence on you. And he can talk till he's blue in the face. He has no influence on you.
I know.
There's 7 people back there that have no influence on you, who I assume they're here because they want to see you do well. But nobody has any control over this except you. It just doesn't seem to me like you figure you're 26, you got a lot of years of partying left, and that's what you want to do.
Your Honor, if I may read, his mother's not here, right?
no,
She did provide me a letter, if I may read it
Go ahead.
to the record. My name's Lakita Jackson, Jameli Jackson's mother. I'd like to address the court in regards to Jameli's gun charge. I understand the seriousness of properly handling a firearm, not only for myself, but for the safety of others. Unfortunately, some of life's situations have reflected Jameli in a way to make him feel it's necessary to carry for his protection. Growing up in Cleveland, Jameli has sadly lost a lot of friends and family to gun violence. This has impacted Jameli tremendously. Today, I would like to ask the court to please take today's society and the fear that we all have with day-to-day life into consideration when placing sentence on Jameli. I thank you for your time. Respectfully, Lakita Jackson. And although, let's see, Victoria Hill is here, she provided a letter too. Do you want to make a statement, or you want me to read it? I'll read it for you. Okay. Dear Judge O'Donnell, my name is Victoria Hill. I'm writing to the court today about Jameli. We have a 5-year-old daughter together. I understand that there are consequences for his actions. Aside from this situation, Jameli's a good father. He's also a great help to me when it comes to our daughter. I'm asking that the court consider a sentence that will allow him to still be able to help out and be present in her life while being held accountable for his actions. Thank you for your time and consideration. Respectfully, Victoria Hill. You know, again, it shows
You
the essence.
you ain't been very helpful in the last 24 days, have you?
In the last 20, no.
No, you've been in jail 24 days on this. Go ahead.
That was the end of her letter. She's in the courtroom as well as some family members. I mean, he's got some love. It's going to take more than love, though. I mean, it's going to take
Okay,
Mr. Jackson here.
But there could be nobody in the courtroom. And it wouldn't make any difference as far as his actions are concerned, because he doesn't care that there's 8 people here. 7 people here, okay? Because if he cared about that, then he wouldn't be here. He'd be all with them. He'd be all with her supporting the 5-year-old. Now, this happened when, August? August of 24. How many times have you been to the bog side before that?
Before? Like, at least a handful of times.
Okay. You were probably there at some point, not when it happened, but there was a shooting there probably about 2 or 3 years ago. You familiar with that?
No.
No?
I probably was in prison.
Okay. I mean, that place, going back a few years up until the last year or so, had a reputation as a shithole. Nothing but trouble. Finally, there was a crackdown on that place, but it's not so much a shithole anymore. It's like a regular bar now. But it all moved up to Euclid Avenue and created other shitholes where trouble was going on, okay? And so when you're sitting in the back in that car with your buddy backed up at the end of the property when the place is closed and the cops patrol by and see a car, what do you think they're going to do? Just ignore it?
No.
At the site of the shithole? Okay, so don't pretend that they rolled up on you because you're black and they wanted to bust your balls. Don't pretend that, okay? Because that place deserves all the attention it gets. Okay? So the more concerning thing is why you're out doing the same stuff after you get this case. Why are you doing that?
Well, I got caught with a gun again.
Well, why you out behind the wheel, passed out on 90, inviting the next cop to stop at what, 3 in the morning or so, inviting the next cop to roll up on you? Why are you doing?
I
I
blacked out.
assume the 5-year-old was at home at 3 in the morning. Okay? What? I guess the question is, how many kids do you have?
3.
3. How old are the other 2?
3 and 5 months.
Okay. Why are you so selfish? Because that's what you are. You want to go out and have a good time and just kind of shrug off your responsibilities. Why do you do that?
I don't know. I say, I don't know. I just don't accept love easily. Like, I don't really know what to say to that. Like,
Why not?
I grew up in a messed up way, around a lot of messed up things or messed up situations.
Okay.
That's the only reason why.
Does that include your mother?
No,
Okay.
my environment.
Well, so okay, so that happened. What can you do to change that past? Can't do nothing to change the
No.
past. Okay?
Future.
Now, 5, did you say 5, 3, and 5 months?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are you gonna do to change their future? What are you gonna do to provide them a future that you think you were deprived of when you were growing up?
I gotta fix me before I can even think about doing that.
Okay, well, when's that gonna happen? Because time's a ticking. Next year, your daughter's probably gonna be in school.
What, my second one?
Oh, your first one.
She already in school.
Okay,
Kindergarten.
what is she in, kindergarten? Where at? Okay, have you been to that school while she's been in kindergarten?
I take her to school Wednesday through Friday.
Okay, not the last few Wednesdays, Friday, right? Right. You're right about one thing. Until you get your shit together, you can't help them. So when's that going to happen? How long is it going to take you to get it together? How long do you think it's going to take you to get it together?
Not long.
Well, I guess that depends on what you do. I don't see any evidence that you want to change anything based on what happened 24 days ago.
Yeah, I definitely want to change for my kids. But like I said, I have to fix myself. Yeah.
Your Honor, he does realize he has to change himself before he can be a father to his 3 kids.
Wish that I'm already am.
When you got picked up on March 23rd, I assume the night started on March 22nd. What were you doing?
I was drinking.
Where?
I was drinking that whole day.
Why?
I was dealing with a loss. 2 of them.
Who?
2 of my friends.
From what?
Gun violence.
Okay. And so, how did that help you deal with that?
could have just stayed in the house instead of being out in public like that.
What is the reason that you're always carrying the guns?
My reasons, I mean, it's for protection, but I don't want nothing to happen to me. So even if I do something to somebody trying to do something to me, I know I'm still having.
Why are you so selfish? That single line hits like a gavel strike. The judge strips it all down, confronting Jackson with the hard truth. 3 kids, a stable home, yet he keeps running toward chaos. Cleveland's dangers are real. Yes, but Jackson chooses to return to them. This isn't just about addiction, it's about will. The judge sees a man sabotaging his own future, but what about redemption? Can Jackson still break free from the cycle, or has that window already closed?
Go, but I'm still gonna be alive.
Who's out there actively trying to do something to you? Are there people out there chasing you around?
No.
Got a vendetta against you?
No.
Okay.
But there's a lot of people out there that do messed up things, though.
Yeah, there are.
Like, it's people in fake police cars, pull you over, pull you out your car. Like, that's what's going on in Cleveland. For real. Like, there's a lot going on. Like,
I know there is. Okay.
but I know I put myself in that predicament for being down there and being around the environment, like the people that I know what's going on over here. So, I mean, I put myself in them situations. Yes, I do.
Well, my guess is before you got arrested, where were you living?
Huh?
Where you living?
Where were you living?
Willowick.
Huh?
Willowick.
How long you been living there?
Like 6 years, 7 years.
Okay. When you were parked on the 90 at MLK, where were you going?
To be honest, I don't know.
Okay. So my guess is, in looking at your past, is that if you weren't playing with the drugs and the drink, you probably wouldn't have got yourself in any trouble. You wouldn't have got this gun charge because you wouldn't have been sitting at the back part of the bog side when it's closed. So you wouldn't have been there for the police to roll up on you. If you weren't drinking, you wouldn't have got picked up on 90 and have another gun charge. So that, my guess is, the gun ain't so much a problem as you just like to party. Now, as it stands right now, there ain't enough cops in Cleveland to protect the citizens of Cleveland. As a result, you're kind of on your own in certain places, in all places. Now, where you've been living the last 6 or 7 years, there's enough cops to protect the people that live there. Who else lives with you at that address?
Victoria here.
Huh?
Victoria.
Okay.
Your baby.
And your daughter.
Yes.
And anyone else?
Okay.
Who else?
So if you're worried about protecting yourself in Cleveland, then what are you doing? What are you doing going there?
I actually left Cleveland.
What?
When I came to Lake County, I actually left Cleveland to get away from all of it.
Right. So why do you keep going back there if there's nothing but trouble? You're on the verge of telling me all your friends are there, right? Okay. So you're knowingly, by your own words, putting yourself in danger by going there.
Yes.
So you tell me, what am I supposed to do with you at this point? Since I've already sent you to prison twice, right?
No, you sent me once.
On multiple cases, right? You losing track of these?
No.
March of 19, I put you on probation. After multiple violations in January 21, I sent you to prison.
Years old.
Mm-hmm.
March of 20, I put you on probation, which was a violation of your March of 19 sentencing, but I kept you on probation, and then you violated again by picking up another case in August of 20. So you've been here 3 times.
And then you sent me.
Huh?
I said, and then you sent me, right?
Right. So if you want to be on probation, what am I supposed to do with you such that you'll get your shit together and stop coming back here? What is it? You must know because you've been sitting in jail for 24 days thinking about it, I assume.
Yeah. I know I definitely need a alcohol monitor bracelet. That's what it's called.
No. I don't get into these bracelet shit, okay? Because
What the court would do is give
because it doesn't it's not this ain't no babysitting service, okay? You're responsible for you.
So I don't need them.
Huh?
So I don't need them.
You don't need what?
I don't need the ankle monitor then.
I ain't gonna put an ankle monitor on you. That ain't gonna cure you.
He's right. It's putting a bandage on the problem. It's got to be you every day. Or you're going to be back here, even if he gave you 6 months or a year. We don't want to see you again. Judge doesn't want to see you again. Your kids want to see you.
What was your goal coming here today before I came out here?
My goal,
Mm-hmm.
my goal was to see if I can go home. I don't know.
To accomplish what?
To start fixing myself.
How?
I just gotta see everything.
Huh?
I just gotta look at everything that I'm doing wrong and go from there.
Okay, you already know what you're doing wrong, right? You've been doing it wrong, so you know what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Ms. Linden?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I would just say that I know that I can't begin to understand what he would deal with in Cuyahoga County, but I can say what we don't want in Lake County, and we certainly don't want people using drugs and alcohol with firearms in Lake County. So in terms of looking at that, this is not just an addiction issue, it's a safety issue too. If you have someone who's been drinking or using drugs and they have a firearm, usually bad things happen. And being at the bog side after hours is obviously not an appropriate thing to do. He then tested positive. He has prior prison. He violated the conditions of his bond. He has prior probation violations. He's had additional contact with the police, and his behaviors seem to be repeating themselves. I don't know if he's in a position to really want to change or not, but in terms of looking at the safety of the community, the state would recommend a prison term with 25 days of credit for time served with the forfeiture of the firearm, magazine, extended magazine, and the ammunition as well.
Your Honor, like the court eloquently stated, we cannot change the past. It will follow him for the rest of his life. All he can control is the future, and it's going to have to be one day at a time. He's got reasons. He's got 3 reasons at least, 3 children he's brought into this world, that he shouldn't see the same thing happen to them that has happened to Jamali. He had no contact, unfortunately, with his father. And unfortunately, without Jamali helping his 3 children, they may face the same fate, the same cycle. And I hope, whatever the court does, that Jamali is there for his 3 kids, because they will need him, or they may ultimately end up with the same fate of Jamali. Your Honor, his fate is in your hands. I'd ask the court to give him a shot at the community control and see if he could change for the betterment of himself and his children.
It's not a new situation. That he's got 3 kids depending on him. He had 3 kids depending on him when he violated his bond here and picked up another charge. That doesn't seem to faze him at all. So, doing something for the sake of doing something so that he's here when his 3 kids are growing up is great if he does something to change his behavior. But his actions indicate he's not going to change his behavior. And he's not giving me any indication today, from what he said, that he's going to change his behavior. His goal is just to go home. And if he goes home, it's just to continue on with the party. Has he been arraigned in Cuyahoga yet?
He's not been indicted yet.
Does he automatically go back to Mooney, or is it a draw? Do you know?
No, it's a draw, unless he's on probation to anyone in Cuyahoga. You on probation? No.
No, it was.
So
He was on probation for a year and it was terminated.
So it will be a draw.
So your problem is that for the last 6 or 7 years you're living in a stable situation with this young lady and your daughter, and then you're going to find trouble other places. And Ms. Linden is right. The firearm in and of itself is not the problem. The firearm, in conjunction with your extreme drug and alcohol use, it becomes an extreme danger to you and to others. Because I'm going to assume that you'll admit that when you're using, you're not in a state of mind to control what you're doing, right?
No.
So, I mean, at this point, you're not amenable to community control. So on count 1, I'm going to sentence you to 18 months in prison. And on count 2, 18 months in prison. Those will be consecutive to one another because they're necessary to protect the public from future crime and to properly punish, and they're not disproportionate to the seriousness of your crimes, because we've been down this road over and over and over.
And just like that, the gavel drops. Jamali Jackson is sentenced to 36 months in prison, 218 for each count, served consecutively. The judge makes it clear, this isn't just punishment, it's a public safety measure. Addiction, loss, environment, all acknowledged. but none excused the behavior. Jackson's own words, "I've got to fix me first," linger like a haunting echo. Will he finally do it behind bars? Or will the next hearing sound just like this one? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.
And your history of criminal conduct demonstrates that these are necessary to protect the public from future crime. You get credit for 26 days, and the costs are assessed, and there will be post-release control after you get out for up to 2 years under the parole authority with conditions. Violation of the conditions results in a termination, potentially, and a consecutive sentence in addition to the new charge, a consecutive sentence for the post-release control violation, the maximum of which will be the greater of 12 months, or the time you have left under post-release control. A violation of post-release control by itself could result in a prison sentence to return to prison of up to 9 months by the parole authority. And the items subject to forfeiture are forfeited. The remaining charges are dismissed. Anything else, Ms. Linden?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Paris?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
You can't appeal that sentence.